let's look at the deck proper real quick so you can see what we went with here. A very rudimentary day one build, kind of slapped together, I'll be honest with you. I should be honest with you at all times. A build of mono black discard here. Chat was just talking about black-white discard before we started the sort of YouTube portion of the stream. And I can agree. I like Soul Search. I like some of the threats that open up and all that. But again, first night of the season, I felt it would probably be better to just throw together mono black discard with all the tools we have at our disposal and kind of see how that works, because we got a bunch of new things in this new set. We actually only got a couple of new things, but I think that they will be paramount to making discard an actual deck. We'll talk about what's in here and what's not in here. First of all, the Raven Man is not in this deck. The Raven Man is not, it's not a card that's in this deck. To give myself less editing and to show everyone watching stream right now what I'm even talking about. The Raven Man is 2 mana for a 2/1 legendary human wizard. At the beginning of each end step, if a player discarded a card this turn, create a 1/1 black bird creature token with flying that cannot block. You can also pay 4 mana and tap the Raven Man to have each opponent discard a card at sorcery speed. This card is a trap. I'm fairly certain this card is a trap. You could try it as a one of, and I would support that. Full-throated, right? I'd be at the meetings. I'd vote for you. Full-throated supported the idea if you want to do it. Wouldn't let it happen to me, though, is all I'm saying. I'm not going to try this card out. There's too much stuff in our deck that actually exiles rather than discard. We don't have a whole lot of, like, make sure they discard a card every turn things. So I think that we can just use our slots better than the Raven Man, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I know I'm here for science, and I'm supposed to try things like that, but I've actually been trying to make discard a thing for, like, 2 years now, and the Raven Man has never been that good. So I just can't, I'm not... Let's try something different. Let's try something different and not play the Raven Man. You guys okay with that? Yeah, if crows could block, it could be all right. Yeah, agreed. Like it, boo, bring back Raven Man. Phyrexian Arenas to go with Shelly. Phyrexian Arena is a good idea in a mono black discard deck. We will get to why we're not doing that in just a moment. Let's talk about the brand new cards. Help me remember that, by the way, chat. Phyrexian Arena, definitely a good call for this deck. We'll get to that in a second. A matter of fact, I can talk about it for briefly as I talk about the new cards in this deck, because Bandit's talent is brand new. 2 mana for an enchantment its class. When it enters, each opponent discards 2 cards unless they discard a non-land. You can also pay a black mana to level it up. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, if that player has 1 or fewer cards in hand, they lose 2 life. Okay, so it actually pays us off. It's a win condition, really, for making them discard cards and keeping their hand light, right? That's awesome. For level 3, we have to pay 4 mana, all of which this is all at sorcery speed. At the beginning of your draw step, draw an additional card for each opponent who has 1 or fewer cards in hand. It doesn't cost us any life or anything, you know what I mean? So it's not Phyrexian Arena, but the reason cards like Phyrexian Arena tend to be, historically, card draw, right? Tends to be in discard decks is because our opponent is drawing a card every turn. We're drawing a card every turn, and we're mostly making 1-for-1 exchanges out of our hand with our opponent's hand. So that means we're going to enter top deck mode with one another at some point over the course of most games. We need to outdraw our opponent so that doesn't happen, or so we win the top deck wars. It's how it typically plays out. So Bandit's talent helps us do that. So does Phyrexian Arena. I'm not playing Arena because I feel like we're already pretty flush on 3 drops. If I was going to drop any of these 3 drops to put in like 2 arenas, it would be Preacher of the Schism. A card that I was on 4 of. I've dropped down to 2, but don't want to drop entirely because I want threats in the deck. I think this is one of the best 3-drop creatures in Standard, period. And just wreaks havoc on boards, whether we're ahead or behind. Having a 4 power or 4 toughness death touch creature, doesn't die to cut down, doesn't die to bolts. I really like this guy. And if we're playing mono red, I want to try him, right? So that's the reason I'm not on Arena. But I will say Builder's Talent, brand new card that kind of helps replace a card like Arena. So I want to try that out. Aside from that, there's Cruelclaw's Heist. I think this card might be outrageous. Just 2 mana for a sorcery, gift a card, which means before anything else happens with the card, when you cast this card, you choose whether or not you're going to gift a card, they draw a card, to your opponent. Target opponent reveals their hand, you choose a non-land card from it, exile the card. That happens no matter what. So 2 mana, exile whatever you want from their hand, that's pretty good. But if the gift was promised, you may cast that card for as long as it remains exiled, use whatever color mana you want to. Really, really sweet, dude. Really sweet. If you start the game and you get Sheldred or Aclazotz out of their hand, or a Traxa or a Tally out of their hand, or a reanimation spell, just literally anything. A removal spell. You take a removal spell out of their hand, and now you can cast it for the rest of the game. That seems really, really good to me. So I think this card is kind of silly good, and I want to try it out. I just want to try it out. But that's, you know, aside from that, there's Thought-Stalker Warlock. Another reason that we're not on Arena, and we're flush with 3-drops. So many good 3-drops that I want to play, and Warlock is one of them. This is 3 mana for a 2/2 Lizard Warlock with Menace. When it enters, choose an opponent. If they lost life this turn, they reveal their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. They discard the card. Otherwise, they just discard a card. So they'll always drop down a card when you put this guy on the table. But again, if you're able to attack for some damage that turn or something, then you get to choose it. And you get a body on the table. That is phenomenal. But to me, I'm pretty sure that's a good Magic card. But I am a little bit more reticent about this than I am some of the other new pieces, or just the other pieces in the deck, period. Part of me feels like I want to go down to 2 Thought-Stalker and go back up to 4 Preacher, right? But 1 copy of Lord Skitter is also in the 3-drops. This helps capitalize on our opponents having discarded cards in the first place, right? We can make sure they can't reanimate or flash back or do anything out of their graveyard. You know, a lot of the time, discarding a card can be an upside for an opponent. We don't want that. So Lord Skitter kind of helps mitigate that situation. We've got 2 Liliana of the Veil. Just 2. We don't want to discard too many of our own cards in this deck. So what we, by the same token, we do want a removal spell that makes them discard a card every single turn. Those are good things. So we'll play 2 copies of Lily, 1 copy of Karavek the Punisher. This helps, it goes with the Liliana, first of all, but it also helps us cast, you know, a lot of reanimation, well, not reanimation, a lot of removal spells out of our yard. It helps cast a lot of discard spells out of our yard. And I like the idea of this card in the deck because discard typically commits a crime. Even things that aren't discard, like Deep Cavern Bat and Cruelclaw's Heist, you know, those are exile effects, but they're both crimes, right? So I think 1 Karavek is in order here. I don't want to draw a million of these or anything. I don't want to draw more than 1 ever. So I think 1 Karavek is correct, but I do think you don't want 0. I'm pretty sure. Karavek might be better as the Cruelty of Gix or some Coiling Rebirth or some sort of reanimation spell. But we're going to try Karavek for this one. Aside from that, Hostile Investigator, obvious, right? Makes them discard a card when it comes into play. And whenever they discard 1 or more cards, you investigate. That's awesome. So I'm going to play a couple of copies of this, but we also got to have Shelly in our mono black deck. Just feels wrong not to have her. When we do get into top deck mode, this also kind of aids us in that phase of the game because we're gaining life, they're losing it. So pretty sweet. Aclazotz, big payoff for discards, obviously. Like that about it. Also makes them discard, kind of a finisher, but we only need the 1 copy. Aside from that, how else are we making them discard? Deep Cavern Bat kind of makes them discard, right? Duress, just 2 of this. I think this is the last discard piece. We could have gone like Hopeless Nightmare or the new card from Bloomburrow that's like 1 mana, the discarded card has flashback. That was kind of tempting, but I still think Duress is just the best 1-drop. We wouldn't be doing much with the Hopeless Nightmare. Like, we could scry with it later, but we're not getting the extra value a lot of decks are getting out of that. You know, we're not sacking it to Braids or returning it to our hand with Nurturing Pixies. So I think Duress is the better choice here. Finally, some removal. We got 2 copies of Cut Down to keep small dudes off the table. They're going to hit the table a lot. I think 3, even in best of 1. I fear 3 is actually the correct number of cut downs, but we've also got 3 copies of Go for the Throat and a Feed the Cycle in here. The new sort of better Hero's Downfall, so I think that might be a fine card. Aside from that, Liliana is also obviously removal, but we have to be pretty picky about how we use our removal because we don't have all the removal in the world. We have like 6 or 8 cards that remove things, you know? So it may need more than that, but typically discard can, you know, get the real threats out of their hand and then use removal on a top deck or something that hit the board too early. So you don't have to have that many removal spells. I have considered a card like Deadly Cover-Up or some sort of sweeper, but ultimately I think we have too many creatures to justify a sweeper, especially with no real way to get those creatures back if they do die. So I worry about that. It's also Tiny Bones, the Pickpocket. This is a soft slot. I think this is a pretty soft slot in this deck. This could be Phyrexian Arena perhaps, or more removal or whatever. But I'm using Tiny Bones, mostly because I like getting on the board with them. You know, turn 1, I like having a play, but a 1/1 Death Touch can do a lot more work just by itself than you'd ever imagine, but discard's the perfect deck for this. Even though we have a bunch of stuff that exiles, we still have a bunch of things that makes them discard too. So, you know, Tiny Bones, if it ever actually gets in, can do a lot of damage in the same way that like a Cruelclaw's Heist can. You know what I mean? So I want to try him out in here, but just as a 2 of, and I'm honestly a little reluctant to put 2 whole copies of this card in the deck. But when it comes to legends like Sheldred and Tiny Bones, I feel like those have huge targets on their back. And also when it comes to Tiny Bones, we can just throw it in front of a large attacking creature and play the other one that's in her hand. Like, but that's not, you know, you can kind of use them as a removal spell if we have to. So I don't mind playing extra copies. When it comes to Lord Skitter and Karavek, you know, Aklazats, I don't really want to draw too many copies of those in a game. And they're not like massive lightning rods. Karavek kind of is, but that second Karavek you draw while you already have one on the board it hurts, dude. So let's try mono black discard here. All right, we got one, guys. We go first. We're up against 2 Curly down here in bronze. Bronze Solidarity. Let's try it out. This looks like a pretty good hand. We can start on Swamp. We got Cut Down Up in case anything gets hairy, but we've also got Bandit's Talent and Cruelclaw's Heist. They go Jagged Barons. That's a good sign. Let's Cruelclaw's Heist, dude. I want to cast this card. And then next turn, maybe we Bandit's Talent and level it up, you know? So let's gift them a card. And let's see what we get to cast for the rest of the game. All right, Tiny Bones, Vile Smasher. It's some sort of outlaw deck. They also have Mishra, claimed by Gix, in their deck. Blood Hustler is, in fact, an outlaw. Huh. I don't know. I guess I'll take the Jasper. Sorry, opponent. First time I've ever cast a card. You're playing a deck you don't see every day. All right, let's see if they go Vile Smasher. They do. Cool. We know what to do about that. All right, so cool. We got a Thought-Stalker Warlock in our hand. We'll just make them discard. I'm not like too into it right now. We'll just Bandit's Talent. Discard 1 unless you discard 2. So it's basically the same as if we'd have played the Thought-Stalker. But now we can play the Cut Down, which I see they discarded the Mishra of their own accord. I like that. I like it. Human music. And then we have the Cut Down ready. We could also level this up, but I think we just Cut Down. The next turn we can Warlock. Yep, Blood Hustler. Whenever you commit a crime, it gets +1/+1 counter. Only triggers once each turn. Target opponent loses 1 life. You gain 1 life if they pay 4 mana. I think we cut down the Smasher now, because I think it deals damage to a target opponent. Yep, that's a crime. That's a crime. You gonna Tiny Bones now? I think we'll discard the... Well, we don't have to. I was going to say we discard the Foundry under those circumstances. Alright, I do want to get to this Aklazats, so maybe we shouldn't play the Thought-Stalker, but I think that's bad. I think that's a bad idea. I think that's a bad idea. They'll probably discard the land here. I had to guess. We could play the Jasper Flynn. That's another idea. Is just play the Jasper Flynn. We discard the Thought-Stalker, and then next turn we slam Swamp Aklazats, which I think is probably more correct. Creatures you control but don't own are mercenaries in addition to other types. Beginning of your upkeep, exile the top X of opponent's library. X is the number of outlaws you control. Until end of turn, you may cast spells from one of those cards. May not have any type. Okay. Cool. So let's cast the Jasper Flynn. Let's level up the Bandit's Talent, and let's say go. Shane's is here. What's going on? I saw you. I was watching Power Dragons, like Bloomburrow, like Theory Crafting Ask Me Anything stream yesterday, and I heard Shane's birthday tweet get mentioned. You asked him a question, and I was like, oh no, nice, Shane's there. So you get around in Magic circles. It's good to see. I'm glad to have you here, and thanks for your 46 months. Here comes another Blood Hustler. Here comes a Tiny Bones joins up, and we get to do it just the way we drew it up, baby. So these guys get a little bit bigger. We will drop this Thought-Stalker Warlock, which I'm not the hugest fan of, but I do want to slam this Aklazats. Like, pretty bad. Alright, Jasper, what'd you give us? A Hellspur Brute, and we get a removal spell. So, it's actually kind of nice. What happens if I first bang in with Jasper? Say what's up. What you got for me? None blocks. Okay, that's cool. They got a 16. And then I think we just play Aklazats. I don't think we need this 5/4. I could be wrong. It could have been the better play there. All right, 5th mana for opponent. They play a card, they will be within Bandit's talent range. So let's keep that in mind. I think Cruelclaw's Heist has already done its job. You know what I mean? Like, the first time we ever cast it, it gets Laughing Jasper. Yeah, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I think we benefited a little bit from being against Red-Black Outlaws there. I'm not going to lie to you. But I also think we handled it, like, as well as we could have, and we're obviously kind of... They don't have the removal spell, so we just win the game. So, good first match back after nearly a month. Not even booting the client up. I think we did okay. Opponent goes for the first time tonight. And this is the worst hand we've had so far, but it's still pretty good. It's still a fine hand, you know. I'll take it. But we do have to go. Opponent's still looking at theirs like... Okay, here we go. We get to play Magic. It's mono red. Dun 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 dun. Mud Flat Village. Now let's just play Swamp. Not give him literally any information. Mono red that goes first. How does that just still stomp your face in Bloomburrow? Yes, we're at 16. They played Feldon. This turn, it would be so sick to have a cut down in our hand. It would be very, very nice. Alright, what you got, opponent? What you doing? Pass it on into combat, baby. Pass it on into combat. I'm taking this damage. Yeah, do something. Do something. Monstrous rate. Is that right? Is that so? Take some value on my end, if you would. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Alright, so we will take the bump from the Feldon. We go to 14. Here comes Cacophony Scamp. We drew a land. I'll take it. That's not bad. Let's see. They have Lightning Strike, almost certainly. I think I'll take Preacher this turn. You could go Tiny Bones, hold up Gopher, which I think is also a good play. But even though I hardly know her, I think I'll Preacher. Try to kill that with a Lightning Strike. You can kill it with a Witch Stalker Frenzy. You could, you know. All right, Bucko. Buckaroo, what you got? Today, Merlin. I'm just kidding. I just really wanted to say today, Merlin. All right, so you have Menace, and then you'll draw them a card. We'll go to 10 at least if we don't take the block here. But we can attack and get a lifelink blocker for the next turn, and also play a Death Touch blocker and a Gopher. So I think it's okay to take this damage. Yeah, we go to 10. Is this like when it leaves play, draw a card? Yeah. I didn't want it. Phoenix Chick, which somehow didn't come down earlier than that. Cruelclaw's Heist for their last card. They are tapped out. That's kind of neat. Thinking. I should really give them the thinking. Now it's like me. It's on me. Today, Merlin. I will play this Tiny Bones. I'm doing that, right? Yeah, I'm doing it. And then, only then will I attack. Opponent goes to 18. We get our lifelink blocker. We'll probably block up on a Cacophony Scamp with the Tiny Bones. I don't care if we lose the Tiny Bones. Especially if it leaves behind a lifelink blocker. Seems fine. Blocker's chosen. Let's see if they decide to kill something. Opponent making their choice. Yeah, they Monstrous Rage. Okay, I think we go for that. We're still going to go to at least 7 here, but I'm okay with it. We don't gain any life on the block either. But that's fine. They target our lifelinker. Okay. With the Cacophony Scamps. Leaves playability. Here comes a Mishra's Foundry. They still have a card in their hand. There's a 4th mana for us. If I heist it, they'll just play it, right? So they won't be able to play both. If I gift them the card, they probably won't be able to play both of them. But they might. It's like double shock. That would suck. We are at 7, though, and I actually feel like that's a fairly comfortable position. So I'm going to Preacher. And then I'm going to force the issue with the Hostile Investigator. They don't block with the Foundry. We will Investigator. Yeah. Play the Skitter next turn. Probably. Discard a card, bub. That one card in your hand. Discard it. It was a mountain. Nice. Good to know. Alright, so they still have one card, though. They drew for turn. And they scoop it up. Scoop it up. I'm telling you, we only lose to ourselves. Aya. I against I. Flesh of my flesh and mind of my mind. You know that Dev is going to lose every time when it's I against I. But anything else. Anything else. All right, we go first, and this is good. This is a good start, dude. Ooh. Ooh, look at that. Okay, so Tiny Bones turn 1 against McFeelgood here. And you call him McFeelgood. He's the one that make you feel all right. What you gonna do, buddy? When Tiny Bones is about to run wild on you, too. Like, if you don't do anything about this and you don't play a creature, we get a Bandit's talent. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. Does it? I forget how this works. You may cast it. Okay, I thought you exiled it first, but you don't. Hired Claw. Come down. Lizard.deck. Nice. Whenever you attack with one or more lizards, it deals damage to target opponent. You can pay 2 to put a +1/+1 counter on it. Only do it once, and if they lost life. Okay, sweet. So, I think, to fill a hole in curve, oh, I can use mana of any type, right? Cut down. We'll just cut down the lizard. I don't know why I didn't see this line. Just cut it down and we play the card. And then, when we play lizards, we do have Thought-Stalker Warlock in the deck. It is a lizard, so this could trigger. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, it took your 1-drop, dude. I'm so sorry. Does that not make feel good? Feels about as good as eating McDonald's, which isn't very good. I don't know, man. They came out with that $5 meal, and I've actually eaten McDonald's like twice in the last like month, which I never do, but it's a good deal, and I like McNuggets. McNuggets are delicious. I don't care what you say. You can say whatever you want about whatever you want. I will defend the McDonald's McNugget. It tastes delicious. Sweet and sour sauce? You know, like, come on. So good. Yesterday I had Chinese from Ming's, my favorite Chinese place in town, and I haven't had Ming's in like, literally like years and years and years. It was so good, dude. It was incredible, bro. I had a hankering too. I had a massive hanker for some Chinese food. Oh, Scales of Shade is such a good card too. All right, so we banned its talent. They get rid of Scales of Shade. And then we level it up to 2. And then I guess we just get in. I mean, whatever, dude. That's going to deal a total of 3 to them if they, you know, take all the damage. I can't cast anything out of your yard. I can't cast this card. It only costs 2. Interestingly, it would only cost us 2 to cast it, but I can't do that. Just so dejected. Alright, they cut down the bones. That was correct. That was the right thing to do. You did it right. Tiny Bones has been annoying tonight, dude. I like to see it. There's only 1 in the deck. Maybe there should be 2. I cut one of them. We had 2 and I cut like right before we came on. Alright, opponent thinking it over. Here comes Fabled Passage. That is a tapped land this turn. Are you going to pass turn? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, well. Let's get in with Hired Claw. That'll make them lose a life. That's good with Thought-Stalker. It's pretty good. I think I'd rather choose the card they discard than just randomly, like they just discard whatever they want to Investigator. Alright, we got in. Let's Thought-Stalker. Whew! Whew! It's so... Cards. This is the first time we've cast this card, I think, and I'm excited. So what you got? You gonna cast removal first? No, they have a Thought-Stalker. They also have Flame Cache, but nothing to spend the mana on at the moment, other than its own ability, which they can use like pretty well. But we take the Thought-Stalker all day. Cool lizard deck, bro. Like, seriously, I like it. This deck is nasty, at least in bronze. You know, in bronze. Sweet and sour, so good. See? Telling you. Dev, been enjoying the random card rating vids? Yeah, dude, I've enjoyed making them. I really have. That's like a lot of fun. Like, I'm having a ton of fun doing that. Wait a minute. Can we do? No. I can't do what I actually want to do here. But I can get in. Alright, opponent at 10. I really want to level this up. I really do. But I think the best thing to do is just end the game by playing Hostile Investigator. Unless opponent draws into a sweeper, they're probably not playing. I think they're just done. Kind of wanted to heist away the Flame Cash Gecko. You know, one thing we haven't talked about really with Cruelclaw's heist, like I think I mentioned it once during previous season, but I think it's going to be really important. Like, if you duress or Dreams of Steel and Oil or like something on turn 1 that specifically allows you to see your opponent's hand, and then you Cruelclaw's heist on 2, you don't like, I don't know, I just feel like any effect that lets you see your opponent's hand for the discard makes Cruelclaw's heist better. We go first against Dustin K, and like, our hands are always good. I just feel like we haven't had a bad opening hand like all night. Would have liked to duress instead of one of these cut downs, but look at that. Here comes Hard Claw. I guess I will take a cut down, won't I? Boom! Alright. Alright, Cruelclaw's heist. We're gonna gift them a card. I want to be able to play something that, or do I? Are they just playing lizards and so I really don't care if I can play something? Nah, I want to play the card. Let's gift him. Let's gift the card. I just want to see if this card is as outrageously powerful as I think it is. Stoke the Flames, Flame Cash Gecko, Vine Lasher. Vine Lasher! Ooh, Vine Lasher. I can heist them again next turn and take their Thought-Stalker. That might be cute. They're going to play this turn, aren't they? Oh, no, they're going to double up on Vine Lasher. Can't let you do that. I want one of those. I want one of those. We get to play Vine Lasher tonight, guys. I'm excited about that. If they don't play Vine Lasher this turn, I swear to God, I'm going to Cruelclaw's heist the other one out of their hand. They're not going to play it. They already played their land. Or maybe they Flame Cash Gecko, but we didn't lose any life. Okay, they gave. They drew a give. All right. So another Lizards player over there. Oh, man. Yep, Vine Lasher. Let's play it. Oh, I get to resolve this card day 1. That I am happy about. Bang! Let's hit him. Oh, man. I should probably just cut down, but I really want that other Vine Lasher. So bad, dude. Oh, I want that. I will say, if we don't take out this Gev, they get to Thought-Stalker us next turn. And they just get to take whatever card they want. So, it might not be a good choice to do that. I think, actually, then. I think Cut Down's the better play. Yeah. I'd really like to, like, meme and do content here and just get both their Vine Lashers. But, I don't know, dog. Let's have him come in. Step into my parlor. Said the spider to the fly. Let's take a little life loss here to its ward. Got the ward paid 2 life to that thing. Both at 18. Here comes Flame Cash Gecko into Fireglass Mentor. Oh, we can still do it. That's all we can do. That is all we can do, but we can still do it. If they get down this Thought-Stalker after dealing damage to this, then they are going to certainly take the Sheldred, I would assume. Maybe that's not so bad. I wish we had a land. I wish we had a land so much. Because, not only could we do damage, but we could also play Thought-Stalker and take something out of their hand, which would probably be Thought-Stalker. Honestly. God, I want this content. I want this content so much, dude. I tell you what. Let me know what you would do. Let me know what you would do in chat, seriously, because there's 3 options here, And I think Liliana might be the best one. You have another Thought-Stalker too? God. That's pain. Let's just play Iridescent Vine Lasher. I'm going for content here. I think that if we play Liliana, she just dies next turn anyway. And I don't know that I want that. So, really hard to say. But here they bang in. Really? I'm going to double block. Let's see if they stoke to kill one of these. Which I'll be slightly stoked by. Yep. Yep, okay. So we can't have either. But we get them to spend their Stoke the Flames. I really wanted to land right there. I wanted to land more than I want to live. Let's... Now it's tough then. Now it's tough. I think we Lily. I think we Lily.
Those who get in my way tend to regret.
Sack the Gecko, I assume.
One of your friends has to leave.
But now they kind of have to choose between hurting us or hurting the Lily, which... At least currently, that's what it looks like. Blackcleave Cliffs comes down tapped. They kill the Lily. So if they Thought-Stalker now, we can discard Bandit's Talon or Thought-Stalker. We don't have to discard the Shelly. Here comes another Fireglass Mentor, though. We will not draw this land. We will never draw this land, ever. Alright, let's Thought-Stalker. Sucks. Because now they will cast Thought-Stalker. They will get the Shelly. Like, guaranteed. And that is terrible. Yeah, and they drew Cut Down, too, so they're just all over us this game. That hurts, man. So we got a 14. We'll go to 8 next turn, something like that. I got a Gecko here. Man, that's going to be a lot of board presence. Yep, Gecko into Warlock. God, that's really good. It's really good. Not drawing that land hurts, dude. Not drawing that 4th land. It's bad. Aclazotz, we just can't win this game. Plus, now they don't have any cards for Bandit's Talent. Good game. I should give them a good game here. This is a situation I'm worried about, and kind of the situation I'm worried about not carrying sweepers in. But this is the 7th game we've played, and the only time that's happened to us. So, and really, the problem there was mana screw. We go first for this one. And I mean, the hand looks good, dude. Against JK3 here. And I love swamps. I just love dropping a swamp onto the table. You know what I mean? A good old Mirage swamp. DCB, what you got? You got a cut down? Got a cut down for me? Yeah, you got a cut down. That's fine. It's not. I would have rather it stayed on the board. You don't have a whole lot else. You do have another cut down, which is hilarious. You also have Season of Loss, which is awesome. It's a really, really cool Magic card. Alright, discard one of those cards. Discard a land. Do it. Gonna cut it down, EOT. Gonna cut my boy down. You come here to cut my boy down? Yeah, they did. Alright. I guess I'll have to let it go this time. That's 2 of their cut downs. That's probably all of their cut downs. They do have a Restless Reef. Let's be very careful that they have that card. We do have a Gopher. So. Gnawing Vermin. Okay, so you are going to try to, like, kill us with this card. Season of Loss. It's rats. They just milled a Karamonix into their yard. Okay, let's have some fun. They activate Lilypad Village to surveil 2. Very cute. Very cute. Gonna put 2 more dudes in your yard here. And they put a Nezumi Informant. So if they Season of Loss, we take 2. Alright. Good to know. Let's Hostile Investigator. Discard another card, buddy. Hey, buddy. Discard card. Cavern of Souls? Yeah, it was Cavern of Souls. We get our awesome little clue, but we can get more clues next turn. Oh, they're going to make us discard a card. We still have Aclazotz in our deck, but I'm going to discard the Swamp anyway. Hey, look at that. We get another clue. Very cute. Yeah, we get a Demolition Field here. That is awesome because they have Reef. And they have a Lilypad Village. Neat deck we're up against here, though. I gotta say. Is it -2, -2? It's -1, -1. So a double block would kill the Investigator. See if they do it. We can punish a double block. Ooh, they're gonna do it too. Bang. Alright, it sucks using a gopher on a 1/1, right? But I kind of don't care. I just don't want the Investigator to die. Didn't take any damage, which I would have preferred, obviously. I probably do nothing here. So they come in with the Reef. We want to be able to demo field it. I'd also probably rather draw a card. I think next turn we might have the ability to bang in with the Investigator too. Here comes Lord Skitter, though. That's cool. See what they remove from a yard. The Deep Cavern Bat. That's pretty good, because we got the village that gets back rats, or bats, and rats. Alright, let's draw a card. Gotta win card advantage here. I think that's what wins us the game. Deep Cavern Bat comes down, baby. Oh, that's a good turn. That's a good turn. If I bang into you, just block. I'll probably take that trade. Yeah, they do. Alright. Now. You Deep Cavern. And you take a seasonal loss. Okay, that's very cute. And then you Thought-Stalker and they have to discard their other seasonal loss. Hilarious. We still have a Tiny Bones in our hand. They don't have any blockers apart from the Reef. So that could get nice. See if they drew another cut down for the Deep Cavern Bat. Okay, they scoop it up. We still have technically a card in our hand more than they do because of the clue. We have Demolition Field for their Restless Reef. That's pretty cool. So I don't know. We are in a good position, but I would have kept playing that game. I think it's because we made them discard the Seasons of Loss, and like that's... I think they plan on winning that way. Pretty sure. We're against Buckets Our Love over here, and we go first, and the hand is sick. It's just... I'd like to see more Deep Cavern Bats in our opening hand, so that like Thought-Stalker Warlock can pop off, but that hasn't happened yet. Right? I could keep open the Go for the Throat, and I think that's probably correct. The Gopher and the Cut Down. It's probably better than Duress, like at the moment. Hopeless Nightmare. Just nothing but what we're playing against, huh? Show him the score. Actually, I kind of want to get rid of the Cut Down in this case. You can still have a DCB, but we got a Gopher, so whatever. Thought-Stalker you. I do think Duress is still a pretty good card against them, though. Yeah, cut it down. Cut it down. Dave Coulier, Full House. Cut it out, you know? Old man reference. Who even gets it? They discard the demo field and neglect to cut down the Warlock. That's interesting. Here could they play a demo field. Here comes Liliana Odavale.
Enough with the mysteries.
Target player sacrifices a Thought-Stalker Warlock. Cool.
Off you go.
Guess I'll play another one. I think we lose, though. I really think that Liliana is going to be a problem. We didn't draw a land, either. It really sucks. That does suck. Butts, in fact. It sucks butts. We do have a Planeswalker removal spell in our deck, but there's only one of them. Have to play a removal spell. Or a creature, rather. I have to play a creature. Gotta try. I'm pretty sure they have a removal spell to kill our creature. But we gotta try to line up killing that Lily next turn. What'd they get rid of? Back for seconds. Neat. Neat, neat, neat. Okay. You do play a fair amount of creatures in your deck.
You won't be outsmarting me.
Bandit's Talon is the worst card in our hand. But I don't want to discard it. I want to discard the Duress. Weirdly. Yeah, they play Fell. Okay, destroy target creature at sorcery speed. Well, cool. That's Lord Skitter. And that will line up nicely because we'll get a rat. We'll get rid of something. I guess the demo field. Could be back for seconds. So. But this way, even if they make us sacrifice something, you know, we'll still have a creature out. Bandit's Talent. I guess we'll discard a Bandit's Talent. I'm keeping this Gopher. That's correct. Level 2. Cool. Target player sacrifices a 1/1 rat. You gonna make me discard? I will. Yeah, each player discards. Nice, nice, nice.
We all have things we'd rather
Go for the throat. They discarded a Shieldred, a 5-mana Shieldred for that matter. Alright, your Bandit's Talent pops off and we lose 2 life. Super awesome, dude. So now, I guess we'll get in. Take the Shelly out of their yard for sure. And then Skitter gets in at the Lily, the Rat comes in at them, and things are kind of looking up. Just a little. They do still have that Bandit's Talent, but I have to not care. I have to not care about that. Investigator. They can't discard, so we don't get our clue. I just wanted a 4/3. Level 3. Okay, cool. Neat. All right, so we lose 2. We draw a DCB, and we'll play it because they're tapped out. It's a fell. Awesome. Awesome. I still think our opponent is in a situation where they probably have to draw Sweeper if they play it. Bang, 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 bang. They go to 10. They do get to draw 2 this turn. So they get to level up their Bandit's Talent to 3. Let's see how it works out for them. They sack their Hopeless Nightmare. It's not working out too well. Bang. Okay. Yes. So, whew. Okay, this time it was I against I. Flesh of my flesh and mind of my mind. And we actually won. Mirror matches are impossible for me on Arena. Typically, but buckets are love. Good game, my friend. All right, we're up against Juan Maidana here, and our opponent goes first. Hand looks okay here. I guess I'll take it. Nice head. I think I'll take it. Our opponent takes a mulligan. That's a good sign. Plains. I don't know what kind of sign that is. I feel like we haven't seen a Plains tonight. I'm going to duress, man. I feel like duress. You simply duress. Bum, bum. We get a Carrot Cake or a Go for the Throat. They also have Braids and Resolute Reinforcements. This is a nurturing pixie deck if I've ever seen in my life. Let's take the Gopher. You can have the Carrot Cake, I guess. They'll take it. Look at that bunny token. It's so adorable. Look how fat he is. It's cute. Alright. We'll play Swamp. And then we'll Sega. I think the best idea here is to Sega Genesis. So they're going to have some tokens. I don't know how good this Liliana is going to be. We'll see. Maybe we'll just play her and, like, plus her. You know, like, who cares? I can, you know, make you get rid of creatures that are all just, like, 1/1s. Well, now we get to cut down the 1/1. I guess I'll take it. Let's see if they pop this Carrot Cake for a dude right now. They don't. That would have been too cute. Liliana Odavale, huh? Liliana of the Veil? Liliana of the Veil. Liliana of the Veil? I don't know. Even if she pluses, she goes to like 2. That's not good. Well, she can still make him sack a creature before she leaves, you know. It's not bad. I guess I want a Thought-Stalker here. And then I want to press the advantage. Like, I want to attack next turn, see if they let it in so I can, hostile. Or something. You know, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. I think I do want a body on the table at the moment. And I want to kind of save the Liliana for maybe a game state where it's not so bad. Oh, wow. Okay, so they discarded the Resolute Reinforcements rather than play it here. They will game 3 and make a 1/1. Which is 50% the amount of 1/1s they could have had. It's kind of interesting. They scry to the bottom. Play a tapped Forlorn Flat, so we go to 18. That's crime. turns on some stuff. Nothing? Okay. Absolutely nothing. Let's see. We can make them sack that guy unless they have another Resolute Reinforcements in their hand, which they may. I'm going to Hostile Investigator before the attack step. Go for the throat. Yep, they have it. All right. Then they discard. It probably won't be the braids. Yeah, it's a greedy freebooter. Okay. Well, I guess I'll no attacks for now. See if it's braids this turn. Yep, it is. Okay. No cards left in hand. We go to 17. They come in with the token? No, they do not. Sure, man. I'll sacrifice my Moloch, or I always want to call it a Moloch, which I think is from like Dark Crystal or something. It's a Warlock. It kind of looks like Dark Crystal to me, right? Like those like those like buzzard guys. It does. But all right. This turn we Lily. Just looking at what just happened here. We drew a go for the throw, but we still Lily, make them sacrifice the braids. And we just play Hostile Investigator next turn. We take advantage of our good positioning. I think we're okay. Everybody? I think we're okay. They play land for turn. Nice. Nice. We can Hostile Investigator. They don't have to do anything. So we don't get any clues. We Tiny Bones. That is... I don't know that I want to get rid of this gopher. I don't know. I think I do. I think I do. I think I don't mind. I just want to tick the Lily up. And I will take the... Yep, exactly. Because I get to draw a card. And now we have Lily in position to make him sack a guy anyway. And that's fine. We also have a removal spell. That's cool. Huh. Let's get in. Hopefully. See if they get rid of the bones. Oh, they have a reinforcements. Okay. Let's see what they do with it. They actually have to double block the tiny bones. Let's see if they know that. They do know that. Okay. Pre-watched. Stream snipe. I don't know. It's entirely possible to know that. Yeah. Do nothing here. And then Bandit's talent. Level up the Bandit's talent. I just played a Megrim. Baby. I just played Megrim. And here, I actually have a kind of a choice. I think that for now, I will keep this Feed the Cycle in my hand. They go to 17. We can forage for this Feed the Cycle. They take the attack on the Liliana. It'll go to 1. That's whatever. I don't really care too much. They didn't play their card. Uh-huh. Now that's interesting. In that case, play Foundry. Get in. To reinforcements. Ooh. That's pretty good. Like, that's specifically okay right now, you know? They just take one block here, and then they can clean up the Liliana. They don't take a block at all? Okay. I guess I see why. I definitely see why. Because they know we have the Foundry, too. I will forage. Target the Resolute Reinforcements. Tap my mana. Now let's forage. Duress, cut down, Gopher. All right, that was easy. Take out the reinforcements. Then everybody discard just to tick the Liliana up, and then we have to keep the Foundry open. But we don't have to. It is not imperative we keep the Foundry open. We could just do this. And I kind of will. I think I'm going to do it. I think I want my Phyrexian Arena. Screw it. You can have my Lily. You're at 11. I'm at 17. You got 2 1-1s. Take the Liliana.
Sorry, I'm not interested in dying.
I just think she did her job, you know? Here comes Lord Skitter and a Mudflat Village. Wow. Can we use the... Yeah, we can use the Mudflat Village and play Thought-Stalker. That's very cute. Extraordinarily cute. Let's bang in. Wow, they took damage. Okay. Anything in your yard that I should really be worried about? Probably like braids or something, but I don't even know we have to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? So, I will return a bat, lizard, or rat to my hand. This just so happens to be a rat. Let's play it. It was a plains. They don't have to discard it. Lord Skitter would have been better. They go to 5. I just want to use my new cards. That's why I did Mudflat Village into Warlock. We draw 2. Damn, dude, Bandit's talent is doing the work this game. I'm telling yous. Alright, I guess let's just go full tilt. Bangarang. Rufio. 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 Come on, buddy. They have removal spell. They have Virtue of Loyalty. It's not a removal spell, but alright. Keep you in the game. EA Sports, you know what I'm saying? It's not bad. Come on. You have to chump block the Investigator or you're dead. Wonder if they know that. Well, they double block the Investigator for some reason. Okay. So they will go to 1 here. You want that guy. You want that creature like so bad. Just take the triple. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Let's Lord Skitter. And they go to 1. Alright. Holding the land in their hand. They have already learned. Look how quickly people learn to hold the land in their hands. Yeah, get out of here. Good game, though. Good game, Juan. We are like 10-2 on the night, guys. Like, jeez, dude. Yeah, is there a deck list? We'll get to in just a second, big man time, actually, because we're about to look at it. So that was our final game of the night. We have ranked up to silver. We started in like bronze 2 or something. We may have even started in bronze 1. But we ranked up, we danced and played all night, and we ranked all the way up to the next level. So that's kind of fun. But here's the actual end of day deck tech, ladies and gentlemen. We did great. This is a great night. Now, maybe we were in bronze. Maybe we played against a couple people who weren't playing the best decks in Standard. What are the best decks in Standard? You don't know. Neither do I. So it's hard to say. It's hard to say what the best decks in Standard are. But this one is equipped to deal with technically all of them because you just take their really good cards away from them. You see what I'm saying? It's always been a decent strategy, and I think it's a better strategy than ever. Bandit's talent, man. This did some work, especially in that last game. We got to draw a bunch of cards off of it. That was cool. Did what I wanted it to there. We got to see somebody else use their Bandit's talent to draw cards too. But this is just a solid card throughout most of the games. It wasn't bad. Cruelclaw's Heist, though. Cruelclaw's Heist. This card is awesome. This card is amazing. Just in my opinion. I'm telling you, like I said at the top, being able to take the best card in their deck out of their hand, dude, and play it later, yeah, man. Yeah, man. Just getting a Laughing Jasper Flint in the very first game. Like, this is like one of the first cards we resolved on this stream. And getting Laughing Jasper Flint, a 4/3, a 3-mana 4/3, was awesome. It's really good. Created some card advantage, too. Like, just amazing, man. And then, like, all the, Thought-Stalker Warlock was a fantastic new card, too. This was about as good as I wanted it to be. I didn't have any illusions the card was going to be busted, but I wanted it to be a playable, solid Magic card, and that's exactly what it was. Right down the middle. I like that a good bit. Fine card that I'm not sure you need 4 of, but having a body with this effect is just always proved to be very good. We didn't get to play Karavik tonight, so kind of hard to say on that. Liliana was obviously a very strong card. We saw her a good bit. Very good. Sheldred the Apocalypse, we actually we didn't really get to play this card like at all, and we still won a bunch of games. Lord Skitter did the work that I wanted to do, Again, I don't suggest playing more than 1 copy of this card in the deck, at least right now. Preacher the Schism was only really present in 1 game, but did its job very well against aggro in that game, so I'm still not really sure whether or not we cut this card. We talked a good bit about cutting it. and adding maybe a sweeper or Phyrexian Arena, but I'm still not sold that we do that. I think this deck does need its threats, and some threats that are sticky. And even though this doesn't have like hexproof indestructible or anything like that, it is sticky in that it doesn't die to a lot of very heavily played removal in the format. Aside from that, man, you know, Deep Cavern Bat, Go for the Throat, Cut Down, these all just did their job. They just do their job. Feed the Cycle is a removal spell. It did its job. You know, Tiny Bones actually cooked a lot tonight. Mudflat Village got a dude back. We never played Aclazotz. So again, we didn't play Sheldred or Aclazotz. We only saw Preacher like once. Like, we didn't get to our best cards in terms of raw power level. We didn't get to our best cards tonight. And we still won 10 games? Like, a ridiculous amount of games, dude. So I'm not going to call it the real deal or anything, but it felt like very comfortable all night to be playing this. So take what you will from that. But yeah, man, open to suggestions in, you know, chat or the comment section. If you're watching this on YouTube, hello YouTube, chat, say hi YouTube. Definitely welcome to open to suggestions. Chat was talking about Orzhov discard with Soul Search earlier. There's a couple of other things that could go in that deck. Definitely open to that too. But just as far as tonight went, just the mainline mono black, simple as you can build it, black discard deck looked really, really good to me. So hope you guys enjoyed it. If you're watching on YouTube, do the YouTube stuff. And thanks for watching, Wizards. Spread love and be kind.